All right, so party ID nationally. You go to October, November of 2016, Democrats had a 3-point advantage. You go 4 years ago, Democrats had a 6-point advantage. Look at where we are today, Manu. Republicans with a 1-point advantage. A very different picture, very much mirroring what we see in the party registration numbers in those key battleground states, and Pennsylvania in particular.
It actually just shows you, too, why Harris is doing what she's trying to do. She's trying to moderate a little bit on these issues, trying to reach those very voters, because the party registration is changing and the demographics of the voters are changing. Those are the people she needs to attract.
Absolutely. And you know, the GOP leads by a point in party identification right now. The average when the Republican Party loses is the Democrats ahead by 8. When the Republican Party wins, the average party ID advantage for Democrats is 3. Republicans right now, Manu, are doing even better than the average when they win. If there's one little nugget that I think Republicans are really hopeful for, it's this party ID and this party registration data. It really points in a good direction for them and for Donald Trump.
Wow.
I mean, the bottom line is this. At this particular hour, if you believe the polling, Donald Trump's going to put up the best performance with black voters since Richard Nixon back in 1960. Not 68, since 1960. That's 64 years ago. Among Hispanic voters, Donald Trump's going to put up the best performance for Republicans since 2004, George W. Bush. I mean,
thanks, Harry. That's some scary stuff if you're a Democrat. What do you say? What's up, people? Listen, if you're a Cowboys fan and you got to watch your game, I get it. You can watch this later. Boo. Boo, Cowboys. My Niners already won this week on Thursday, so I'm good. I can chat, and I'm glad to be here. It's good to see everybody. KJB first tonight. Lyrical, Drew, Toe Cramp, Vim Man, what's up? The One, Steve Bernard, Mark R, AC Yoker, Charlie Mack, what's up? Troy, man, Randy Atwell, good to see you. Get the laundry done, buddy. Get it. Oscar in the house. Cliff Parker, boom. I like it. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you, Mark. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's knock it out. This is maybe better than the NFL. We'll see. We'll see. You know, I love football. But I can only watch so much, and there's a lot going on. After the election, I'll be able to relax a little more. Shogun. Democrats try to sway the votes with Obama coming out. Yep, and it's crashing. It's crashing bad. Danielle, what's up? Hulkamaniac, go Lions. Yeah, buddy. AC, Big JR, what's up, buddy? JR, are you a football fan? You're a pretty manly guy. I kind of figured you as a football fan, but maybe you're not. Did you guys hear what Harry just said? So I started this. We're going to talk about Kamala's big collapse right now. It's ongoing. I talked to the members about it a little bit yesterday. If you missed yesterday's live and you're not a member, listen, pay the $3, go watch it. We had so much fun. I laughed the hardest I've laughed in a long time watching these Kamala ads and having a good time with them. We went through it. But guys, listen, if you don't think the extra content's worth the $3, if you like this show, the extra content is worth the $3 a month. That's all I ask for. I'm telling you, I have fun doing the members' lives. I do 3 or 4 a month, have an absolute great time doing it. It is so much fun. So if you are missing out on the members' lives, join in. Because on the members' lives, I get to loosen up. I get to, let out my hair, let down my hair, have some fun. Because I don't have to worry about the monetization rules. So it's a blast. We have an absolute blast on the members' lives. So you know what? If you like the show, you want to be a member. I'm just telling you right now, $3 a month. That's it. That's all I ask for. You get Discord, extra content, everything. It is worth it. So yes, I'm selling it. If you're not a member, that's fine. Like, share, subscribe, do it. But so I started today. Harry, my boy. My CNN boy, my liberal pollster boy. I love this kid. He can't help himself. It's all about data with him, and he's not afraid to hurt their feelings because to him all that matters is the data. And he just said, Trump's about to put up the best performance with black voters since Nixon in 60. Folks, that's 64 years ago. That's insane. It's insane. So much for the racist Donald Trump. And in Hispanics, he's going to put up the best performance for Republicans since 04. That's because Bush he was able to convince a lot of Hispanics to vote for him. I guess Hispanics really love Bush, if you know what I mean. That was bad. Anyways, but they did in 2004. I think he got 44%, which is massive. And if Trump puts up those numbers, guys, this is over. This isn't close. And right here, the indicator and metrics we have suggest Trump's head for a historic landslide victory. Party ID, voter registration, public polling, internal polling. So even take these two away, because these are subjective, right? And these are two objective data. He's killing it. He's killing it. It is not becoming too big to rig. As of right now, it is too big to rig. And that's extremely exciting. Extremely exciting. And you know they're freaking out. And the reason we're going to watch this, they're freaking out, and we're going to see it. And I'm going to show you some tonight today. Because they are, I can't believe I'm going prime time against the NFL. But you know what? Sometimes you got to swing big, right? Swing big. I got to get this live done because it's too important. There's too much going on. And I have a really good beer I'm milking. Oh, my God. That's delicious. 13.5%, folks. That'll do you well. And after one more of these, I don't know if I'll be able to go live. So I got to do it now. But I'm going to show you guys how there's so much proof that they are losing hope. And in fact, the media is starting to turn on them. So really, really exciting stuff coming on about that. JR says he's a huge football fan. Huge. JR, what's your team? Are you a college guy? Shogun says over and under if they have Oprah coming on before the election for Kamala. They already tried that, and it was an epic failure. Epic failure. Yeah. Oprah's got no pull anymore. Vince says the Bears best QB in the league. Get out of this. Are you kidding me? Vince? You're cute. You guys haven't played anybody yet. Wait till you play somebody. Jaguars are 1-6. Don't go, or 1-5. Don't go running around celebrating yet. For a rookie, he looks good. He's nowhere near the best quarterback in the league. I wouldn't even have him top 10 yet, but he looks good for a rook. Jeff Kendricks into the beach. What's up, buddy? Hey, you know what? It's a Sunday. I can come on whenever I want. I'm a liar. AC says he co-signs yesterday's live is so worth it. Thanks, AC. We had so much fun. Vinman, come on, Kramer had the under in the Bucs Saints game. Mark says 100% agree with you. Other than football, go Raiders. Oh, Raiders. You guys were winning against the Steelers when I left. That is not prune juice or Guinness. This is Guinness is only like 4.5%. This is a deep stout that I bought local. It's called like Darkness in the Moon or something like that. It's nuts. Yeah. It's really, really good. But you can only sip it. Yeah, I'm listening to Tucker's Blue 5. You're talking about his podcast with Harmeet Dillon, right? I'm listening to that right now. Really good stuff. Okay, check it out. So Scott Adams is one of the best pundits out there. I love him because he's not a political guy. He got into politics because he's just a smart dude, did Dilbert, really funny, but brilliant. Scott Adams is brilliant, and he understands like hypnotism and charisma and all this great stuff. And that's how he found Trump and started enjoying watching Trump because of that, like, what is going on here? This guy's really interesting with his methodization of talking to people. And since then, Scott Adams become a prognosticator because the left canceled him. So he's come over, and he's not really on the right, but he is on the right. He loves Trump. And one of the things he does is he keeps talking about what happens, and he's very good at guessing what's going to happen next because he understands humanity and sociology, the study of humanity and the trends humans take. And because of that, I really appreciate Scott. He's not always right, but it doesn't matter if you're always right. I don't care about that. It's how often are you right and how well do you understand things. And he does this really well. And he says this week, he just posted, the Kamala collapse comes this week right on schedule. This is when pollsters have to correct their methodologies to get back in the range of reality before Election Day. Now, I'll tell you, they are freaking out right now. We covered this in yesterday's Member Live. But last week, she lost everything. All the momentum stopped. And it didn't just stop. It started going backwards. And Trump's momentum started gaining significantly last week. The question is, will it last? And in my opinion, there's no turning back. It's over at this point. Kamala is only going to get worse and worse and worse. Trump's going to gain because they have nothing. They have nothing left to throw at Trump. Not at all. And they have everything to throw at Kamala because she's still new. And this is what happens when you throw a candidate in there and you only have 2 months to go and you don't have years to vet them. This is why a primary is important. And the Democrats in their arrogance forgot this. The primaries are important because that is when you are supposed to vet the candidates. They all fight against each other and you come out with a winner that can go on to the next election, the general election. That is why a primary is important, and Kamala skipped the primary. They thought it would be too soon and fast enough where they wouldn't have to go through this, but it doesn't matter. They are killing them right now. And there's only more and more going to come out on Kamala, as we're going to look in just a minute with the Tim Walz stuff. But right here, Trump makes gains as poll figures trigger anxiety for Harris campaign. This is from The Guardian. Now, I don't know if you guys know what The Guardian is. The Guardian is a left-wing, hardcore Democratic Socialist paper from the UK. It hates Trump. It hates everything right-leaning, Republican, anything. Hates it. And they are not fair. They are not unbiased, not even close. They don't even try to be. And they are saying Harris is freaking out. Anxiety for their campaign. Guardian's 10-day polling average tracker showed vice president with 2-point nationwide lead, which is a loss, by the way, down from 4. They push these guys. This is a left-leaning poll. You can't trust it, and they can't extend the lead. They are freaking out. And Scott goes on again and says the Kamala collapse will be brutal this week. I'm really looking forward to this. See if his prognostication is correct. I think it's already brutal, but if he means brutal is coming, it's going to be glorious. This is the week a Republican will make news by asking a mainstream reporter if they would accept a Trump win if the votes were wildly out of line with all polling. Checkmate. I'm very excited about this. This is the week. If he's right, and I think he might be because he's right about a lot of this stuff. If he's right, this would be the week where they start asking, hey, if Kamala wins, you going to accept it? And the Republicans now, because the polls, have an excuse to say, I don't know. Because the polling sure says Trump's winning. So we'll have to look into it. And now becomes the excuse to fight back. And that is absolutely huge. Robert Kapke says, Ace, it's only by the grace of God I find you're live. And while we're on the subject of the boys, Robert, you know I love you. We agree on a lot, but I hate the Cowboys. That's the one thing we can't get there. Mark R, 13.5% awesomeness, real man. That's my man beer right there you're talking about. Jeff M says Drake May gave the Pats something to look forward to. He did. I think you guys might have a real quarterback, but it's still going to take a while to build that team around him. I'm still on Finger Bear. You'll have to check out my members live. I talked a lot about Finger yesterday. Yes, Walz is getting exposed. We'll talk about that in a minute. 76% of Americans say they can't pay their bills. Now, that's crazy. Alien Enemies Act of 1798. I don't know what that is, Apollyon. You want to write some more details in there? Iowa State. All right, Honey Badger. Good for you. AC Dems were banking on Trump either being in jail or assassinated. They were. They never thought it would go this far. Sweet also says they thought he would be dead. 100%. And now that he's not, guys, it's getting nuts. Apollyon, I won't be surprised if we win Virginia. I think we actually have a huge shot. Let's keep going along on this. NBC News. NBC News is a very, what's the word to say here? Very anti-Trump poll. It is always skewed extremely left. So this is huge. NBC News poll, along with Morning Consult poll, were the only two polls in 2022 to incorrectly project Democrats would win the national vote for the House. In other words, Morning Consult and NBC News are the most left-leaning polls. The next one would be Quinnipiac. Those are the most left-leaning polls. They always skew hard Democrat. NBC, guess what today, guys? Holy smokes. Tied head-to-head. And if you add the other people in there, Stein, what's his face? If you add the other candidates in there, Trump's up by 1 in NBC News. This is Horrifying for the Democrats. Listen, look, last month she was up by 5 in their poll, which means in real life, Trump is probably up 4 or 5, and they can't skew it. That, my friends, is panic time, and we get to enjoy this because they are going to be freaking out the next few weeks until the election. We have 3.5 weeks, guys. 3 weeks and 2 days to be exact. Are you ready? Because it's going to get crazy the rest of the time. What's up, Mike Mishler and Moody? How you doing? AC, what do I think about Trump's Coachella rally yesterday? Do I think he could flip California? Flip California? No. He can't flip it. It's too far. It's too biased on the other side. They have too much control still in California. It's going to take a few years to overcome that. Do I think if Trump wins that by 2028, California could be red again? 1,000%. But they allow too much. Their rules are too skewed to allow cheating for Trump to win California this year. However, it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to win California. What he needs to do in California, the Coachella rally is, first of all, absolutely brilliant. Number one, he is helping California gain more representatives. So the House representatives could significantly grow in California. Even if he wins 2 more seats, well worth it. Number two, Coachella is always a national event. He got 100,000 people there, guys. Kamala can barely sniff 5 to 10 grand at her rallies when she is bussing people in. He just broke 100,000 at Coachella, and it was national news. That is some marketing brilliance there, people. And it's not about turning California red. It's about the attention, and that matters. Go Cats, go. Blue 5 says, Candace, you wish you could flip California and your vote would mean something. Your vote does mean something. Vote local. Vote local. And get that Trump vote in anyways. That's what matters. Got all the members in here. Yeah, Moody. The members be coming in. We love the members here. Blue 5, California be sliding in the ocean. I don't think so. Damien, you'll be gone. Where are you going? Moody, some guy with a bunch of loaded firearms arrested. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second. Damien, Joe Biden and Kamala embraced the mockery of biological women, kept the borders open, innocents killed, embraced perversion. Damien, you look like you belong in this community, which is the best community online. I'm telling you right now, you want to be a part of this. So why don't you subscribe and join in? I do this 4 or 5 times a week. And this community is awesome. And you can also join us on Twitter. We have a good time. And Discord if you want to join the membership. $3 a month. But I think you found a home here. Like, share, subscribe, guys. I appreciate it. Let's keep moving. All right, Seth Keshel, best election analyst out there on data points. On the polling and everyone throwing Harris under the bus, because they have been. If the polling, this is big. Listen to this. If the polling were deadlocked, as they say, and the swing states will decide the electoral count are within the margin of error, then no one would be throwing Harris under the bus and writing political obituaries here in mid-October. And they are writing them. I've read several already. Doing so would discourage the voter she needs to break the deadlock, have a chance to win a 50-50 race, as we are led to believe is unfolding. But the political obituaries are being written and locker room discord is being leaked out to the public. In other words, guys, they're preparing for a loss. They are jumping onto the side of covering their asses. Once you get to that point, you know, and you're preparing for a loss, and the media is preparing for a loss. This is getting out of hand for them. Question should be asked, since all the poor sportsmanship pieces are flying around, is just how far behind in the polling and the available early vote mail request returns count is she? That is the question. How far behind is she? That is the only question worth answering right now because the data's in, folks. Kamala's losing bad. And we are on par and on pace for the biggest election win since '84. Now, it'll be skewed a bit because they are able to cheat a lot more than they were in '84. So we won't get that same result as Reagan, but we will get a result that is significant and too big to rig, and I feel better about it every day. Drew Saval says, if California goes Republican, we'll have crazy storms and hurricanes. Like last year when you guys had the first hurricane in forever. Was that last year? Speaking of the bad news, guys, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but more is coming out. This story, I cannot vouch if it's completely real yet. I'm waiting for verification. However, there's a lot of details here about Tim Walz balls, about little baby Shrek. Baby Shrek has gotten a major issue going on here where there are apparently several accusers, and this guy is writing the story with lots of details, but several accusers, I think we're up to 3 now, have come forward and said that Walz groomed them homosexually in the 90s to have sexual relationships with him in the 90s when he was a coach. And we covered this a lot more in the members live yesterday, so if you want to check that out, you need to, pay the $3. I know you guys can stomach it. Go watch that members live because we go into detail on this. But more is coming out today. And this guy, this black insurrectionist, fall back the true patriots guy, he's got 270,000 followers though, so he's got a real following. This guy is putting out this post by post detailed. I think he said he's going to write 24 posts today detailing everything that's been given to him by these accusers. Now, again, I'm not running out there saying this is 100% true yet because I have not seen it be verified. It needs to be verified before I can completely run on it. Listen, I don't want to become a Democrat and just throw false allegations out there. That is not what I'm doing. However, I will say, generally, when there is details like this, more often than not, it is true. So I'm watching very carefully to see where this goes. And I want to know if this is true or not. If this is true, though, this will end the Democrat election. It will. It will end their campaign. Moody, that is a great question. Did they vet Walz? I will say this. I don't think he was fully vetted. Now, sometimes things in the past, before the internet, it's a lot harder to vet back then because there's not as much news. You need people coming forward to start bringing stuff up. So it's completely possible. Remember, the Democrats rushed this. They rushed Kamala. They announced her, they anointed her, and within 3 weeks after that, she picked a VP. They didn't have the time to properly vet Walz. So it's completely possible this slipped through the cracks. 100%, not even hard to believe. This kind of stuff, guys, and by the way, the Democrats don't vet the same way the Republicans do. You know why? Because the Democrats are used to, for the past several decades, they are used to the media covering for them. So they do not need to vet the same way Republicans do. And the problem is they no longer have the narrative. They have lost the narrative thanks to Elon Musk and X setting free speech loose. And because of that, their old ways of doing things, the Democrats, don't work anymore. And it's very possible because this was so rushed that they fell into their old ways. They anointed Walz before vetting him fully, and this slipped through the cracks. It is 1,000% possible. Again, I'm not saying it's true yet, but I am saying it looks very suspicious, especially since yesterday in my members live, I showed a video of Tim Walz saying he had a club created for gay kids in the 90s to feel safe with him. Now, I'll tell you right now, guys, if you are in the 90s, and we talked about this with the members yesterday, they didn't have those clubs in the 90s, guys. They didn't have so many gays they needed safe places in the 90s, especially not on football teams. I'm just saying. And I showed the clip of Walz admitting he did it in the 90s, which to me sounds completely like grooming, my friends. So that's where we're at, and that's why I tend to believe this stuff. Okay? So, all right, let's keep going. 1 second. Sorry, guys. I have a family. They thought I turned off the internet, but I didn't. I don't know what my kids are freaking out about. Anyways, what's up, Dar Daddy? Good to see you, man. It's been a bit. ESK West NC in the house. Thank you, Mark, for sharing this. Anybody else, please share. Subscribe, like. Why are you not liking? Let me just ask you that. Come on. I do this. I work hard for you guys. I do the research. I add some laughs sometimes. We have some fun on here. I bring the optimism. I show where we're going. Why aren't you liking? Most of you are, but come on. There's a few of you. Just hit that like button for me. It won't hurt you. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. Get those notifications. I am covering the election in some of the most detail you will find on any channel, anywhere. I don't care who they are. I love people. I love a lot of shows. I love Tucker. I love Megyn Kelly. I watch Tim Pool. All that stuff. And I'll put myself up there with all of them of how deep I cover the election. So please like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate that. Guinness Beers Awards. I'm not drinking Guinness. I don't drink Guinness. Especially since I found out they make Guinness with high fructose corn syrup. This story about Walz could be an October surprise. I think it's going to be really bad. Kathy, what's going on? Good to see you. Drew Savala, old man gay clubs are crippy. That is very true. Blue 5, sure, a lot of schools are brainwashing kids and being trans gay. That is 100% true. And it's also why my kids will never set foot in a public school in their lives, because it's going to take a while to clean this up. And it's a problem right now. They were safe with Walz. He had their back. I thought so. So, JR said, send me the second accuser video if I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it, JR. Let me look here. Did you tag me in it or did you send out a message? Oh, I bet you saw my phone. Oh, man. Let me look here. All right, let me see if I can pull this up on my... All right, guys, I'm going to share this real quick. Thank you, JR. I appreciate it, man. All right, I just shared this on my profile. Let me pull up this accuser video because this guy, like I said, he's going to keep bringing stuff out. So, all right, let me play this real quick and you guys make your own decisions.
Feeling for a long period of time that I cannot trust anyone because something bad can happen with them. I want them to know that they should talk about it and do something and never keep it inside.
All right, so this is on the Red Pill Rumble channel, I'm guessing. Anyways, good stuff, interesting stuff. You guys can go deep dive that on Rumble more if you want. I cannot share it on YouTube very much because obviously there are certain things YouTube does not like. It doesn't like. So, all right, let's keep moving though. I'm going to show you how scared these people are because check this out. They have shut down the Internet Archives. I don't know if you guys understand what a big deal this is. The Internet Archives are where you can find anything. It's where they cannot hide because the Internet Archives have kept every page intact forever. So if somebody deletes a tweet, it's on the Internet Archives. They delete a website, on the Internet Archives. They delete a video, it's on the Internet Archives. It's amazing. And it has been a major source of information over the last few years of where people have found stuff that was otherwise hidden or covered up. And it has now been offline for like over a week, which is very shady. Why would they do that? Well, we're coming up to a very crazy election. And I'm sure with all the Diddy stuff out there, with this Walz stuff, with all this Kamala stuff, they are trying to hide things. So again, like Praying Medic says, I have an uneasy feeling about this. He's been very wary lately, and I get it. I understand because who knows what they're going to pull. I'm more optimistic, but at the same time, I do take these things seriously. What are they hiding and why? That is the question. So something to keep our eyes on. Now, who has control of the Internet Archives? Good question, Moody. Good question. I can't answer that, but it is interesting stuff. It's definitely not the deep state because they would want They would have covered up a long time ago if it was them. All right. You guys want a sign that they're turning on the Kamala campaign? Here's your sign. Hold on a second. This is so funny. You guys got to see this. Saturday Night Live has completely turned on Kamala.
Oh man, that felt good. And Donald doesn't think I'm black. Okay, listen up, everyone. We couldn't have gotten here without one man, and his name is Joe Biden. You don't know
Joe Biden. There's that accent.
Folks, that's right. A lot of people forget I'm president, including me. But guess what? And by the way, I think
I gotta be careful. They keep cutting my stuff because I show these clips, so I gotta be careful. I definitely gotta be careful that I share this stuff because they use it as an excuse to cut my lives off, and so I'm actually gonna write something in there. Clips courtesy of Saturday Night Live. There you go. I just gave them some credit in my comments. Hopefully that protects me a little bit. But guys, this is so funny, and I can't play the whole thing because the longer I play it, the more at risk I am of getting my live shut off. Like they completely killed a live of mine from last week, which is a good one, I gotta say. But anyways, if you guys haven't seen this, it's so funny. They brought back Dana Carvey, one of the OG greats. Maya Rudolph as Kamala Harris is fantastic, but they're ready and willing to mock her. It's fantastic, and it shows you they've lost all respect. They've lost all respect, and it's absolutely wonderful this is going on because not only is it funny, but it's a telling sign of how they feel about Kamala Harris and the campaign. So, and they did another one right here, which is super funny. I'll play one part here. He asked her a question. Watch this.
Oh, VP Harris.
Steve, look, I was raised in a middle-class family, all right? Okay, my mother.
It's like, here we
raised
go.
my sister and me, all right?
That's all their answers. So if you missed it, go to my Twitter. You'll find it on there. It's so funny. But this is the proof, guys. They're turning on him. They're turning on him. They've given up on Kamala being anything special, and now they're willing to mock her. And mockery is the ultimate sign that there's no respect. It's the ultimate sign. So I'm very, very excited to see this because it's always a good sign. But it's also, you know what? Listen, I like the old Saturday Night Live. I do. I like the old cast, and so it's good to have it back. It's actually funny. I don't know if the new guys can be funny, but yeah, I saw Jim Gaffigan play Walz. He's so funny. In fact, he's on this one. Jim Gaffigan as Tim Walz is so funny. Here he is right here. He's just like Tim Walz.
All right, let's go over to Tim Walz. Okay, something that you keep in your glove compartment.
This is right in my wheelhouse, in my glove box. I got hot hands, napkins from Runza, and gotta have Tums in case I eat something spicy like tomato.
Spicy like a tomato. It's so funny, but he does a great job. So again, this is just a sign. This is like, it's bigger than you think when you see this stuff, guys. I'm just telling you right now. It's bigger than you think because it means they've turned on him. So just really good stuff. Brett Montgomery says, with this new news on Walz, put a whole new meaning to beat a dead horse. Ew. Timmy has to beat NAMBLA members. Oh my God, NAMBLA. NAMBLA is disgusting. But did you ever see, by the way, if you don't know what NAMBLA is, it's the North American Man-Boy Love Association. It's absolutely disgusting. But the only thing good to ever come out of NAMBLA is a really funny South Park episode about it. Hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, Brett. Thank you so much. Give Saturday Night Live credit. Yeah, you know, they finally win it. Jim Gaff is a leftist, and he's oblivious. He is. He's a lazy sap. He is darn funny. I like watching his comedy, but he is a leftist, and he's just spoon-fed CNN and MSNBC, and that's all he believes. So, Kitty's in the house. All right, more stuff that's getting interesting. I'm not going to play this either because it's too long, but you guys should check it out. But this is what's important. RFK is out there saying the CIA interfered in the 2020 election in broad daylight, indisputably factually. We all know what happened in 2020, okay? None of us have to talk about it. We all know. I know everyone here, at least 99% of you, understand how unfair and rigged that all was. But the fact RFK is out there calling out the CIA for it is massive, because RFK brings a validation with him that many do not. And this will be a huge wake-up call to many Trump supporters who are on the fence. And I'm telling you guys, this is what winning looks like. It just keeps going. And I'm sorry, if you don't believe 2020 was rigged, if you do not believe it, you're going to have a hard time arguing with RFK. You can argue with Trump all you want. Trump is bombastic. He's hyperbolic. It's easy to tear him apart because he speaks truth, but he doesn't always speak truth in detail. And because he doesn't do that, people don't respect it if they're critical. But RFK is a different animal. He dissects things down to the T. And this guy, who's just great, Ian Carroll, he's wonderful, does amazing deep dives on stuff. He's breaking this down. But the fact RFK is saying that is huge. And it also means to me that Trump wins this, guys. We're going back and they're going to dissect 2020 and release everything, which is extremely exciting stuff. Mike's been to 2 of his comedy tours. Gaffigan, yeah, I've actually seen him live twice too. He's very funny. Very funny. Darday says the whole world knows. I get it. Candace is right. LFG. Darday says brain damage if you can't see what's going on. It's brain damage, but it's also an unwillingness to look at more stuff. You know, so that's the part. That's what's interesting. NASA court says rumor USPS was sending out fake counterfeit ballots in. I have something to add to that. Good timing, by the way. Here's Patrick Byrne talking about that very thing. Now, this is 25 minutes long. I'm not going to play it. But same thing. Patrick Byrne posted today, Royal Flush, a brisk walkthrough of USPS corruption of election 2020. Our FOIA, which is Freedom of Information Act, case regarding it and our emergency injunction against USPS this week. Guys, they're putting injunctions on it. This is why, along with Trump being the most popular he's ever been, along with him getting the most votes he's ever gotten in a big movement, the other part is that we have the law on our side. We are attacking them with cases, with we're bringing the law to them before the election this time, which is very important. It's hard, much, much harder to cheat when you're in the middle of court cases, when you're in the middle of being investigated. That is much tougher, my friends, and that's another reason why I have so much confidence going forward for now. More good stuff. Scott Jennings, who, if you haven't watched him, he's fantastic. Check this out. This is just a great clip. He gets it. This is on CNN, and Scott's spilling it out.
It was a rough week. I mean, her faves are down. They're struggling with, the front page of the New York Times this morning, Democrats struggling with African-American voters, particularly African-American men. This gender gap issue is real. It's a real problem, and you see the Democrats reacting to it. And I think what they are now finally in October, the election, coming to realize is that a lot of men think Democrats care more about dudes who want to become women than dudes who just want to be dudes.
Well,
and no hunting, cosplay, or cringy videos is going to change it. The bet is made. Working class men, whether you're black, Hispanic, or white, persistently, consistently do not believe the Democratic Party, and specifically Kamala Harris, are going to do a thing for them. They've been told that they're the problem, and I suspect they're going to rise up on Election Day
Sorry. I was just saying, guys, that the fact he's able to say this on CNN is huge. And this quote is great. A lot of men think Democrats care more about dudes who want to become women than they do about dudes who want to be dudes. So good. And he's allowed to say that on CNN is fantastic. So even if he's moving a little bit of votes over, it's amazing. I can't believe they have him on here. I really can't believe it. It's shocking that they're willing to do this. Listen, we had our fun with this on the members live, but I can't help myself. We're gonna have to watch a little bit of this. All right, if you guys haven't seen this, are you ready? I don't think you're ready. Are you guys ready? Because this is the best. This is the funniest comedy skit I've seen this year. Okay. Whew, let's go.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Meat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
I'm not afraid of women. I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of family.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Because I'm man enough to support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
Or one of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. Not worth it.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Good Will Hunting.
West Side Story.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more powerful.
That's not how my mama raised me.
I love women.
I love women who support their families.
Women who decide not to have families.
Women who take charge. And I'm man enough to help them win.
Oh my God. All right, man. Are you ready to vote? Kamala? Oh my God. I'm sorry. I spent probably 30 minutes just making fun of this ad on the Members Live yesterday. It's just too much fun. But I mean, these guys are so funny. Here's the manliest man of all. It doesn't get old. Oh my God, this is so funny. This is what they think about men. This is actually what they think men want to see. That will convince men to vote for Kamala. This is losing men. This ad lost hundreds and thousands of votes when they played. I'm telling you, not one man with testosterone still in him decided to vote for Kamala over this. They all dipped. This is a real ad, AC. It's a real ad, and it's the funniest thing I've seen in years. It is. It's funnier than any Saturday Night Live skit. They are so tone deaf, and it's so funny. It is unbelievably funny. Like, this guy is the girliest man. Oh my God, is he the one who just said raw dog? Hold on.
Even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
Or one of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight.
Did he just say raw dog a flight? I love this. Like,
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight.
Nobody raw dogs a flight unless you're like just an idiot trying to do something for TikTok manly's thing. But it's like the weird guys who do that. But here's my favorite part. Look at the love he shows to this horse. I think he's about to do the horse. I'm sorry. I just am. Like, look at this look. I dissected this ad so many times, guys. Look at the way he looks at this horse.
Horse.
Oh my God. That is so funny. He loves this horse. He loves this horse.
In front of my horse.
I'm man enough to tell you that I
Almost as much as this guy loves eating carburetors for breakfast. I don't know why they picked the fat guy to say this, but he's so angry when he says this about the carburetors, and then he eats it for breakfast.
think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor. I eat carburetors for breakfast.
And the whole car. Anyways, my point is when I played Scott, like, he gets it. He's like, they don't understand men. They don't understand men at all. And then you see that commercial and it's 100% proven right in front of us. Listen, I'm a guy. I'm a dude's dude. I love football. I love beer. I love going out. I played basketball. I played soccer and baseball. I played sports. I like guy stuff. I like poker and cigars and watching action movies. Like, my friends and I'm a masculine, this is what we do guy. Like, I have no qualms about it. I don't care. I was a weightlifter. It's like almost anything on that checklist you check off. And it's like, I see that commercial and I am just running from this as far as possible. In a million years, if I was voting for Kamala and I saw this, it would change my vote in a second. I would be like, hell no. Are you kidding me? I don't want to be associated with these guys. It's like, no dude this out of shape is going to tell me what to do. No dude like this, being the muscle man, is going to convince me he's manly. And then there's this guy. Like, this guy is not a man. No man in my entire life sits like this. Unless he putts from the rough. That's it. And fine. You know, if that's who you are, God bless you. Nothing against you. But don't pretend you're a guy's guy. Just don't. You know, it's fine. Just own who you are. But anyways, I had to play this again. I wasn't planning on playing it again. It just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh so much. It's so funny. Moody says, is that the commercial that pissed off James Carville? I don't know, but it should have been, because Carville would know. He would get it. Did I see the tweet? They're all paid actors? No, I didn't, but you don't have to tell me. I mean, look at this. This looks just like Southern California, okay, where all these actors would live. You see the hills, you see the way the sun comes in. It looks just like Southern California. And then you keep going. This is the same area. Again, the hills and the trees give it off. The way the sun's setting, or sun's on there, there's the same trees again. You got that desert feel. Here's the same exact hills. They're all in the same spot. So it would not surprise me at all if this was some drama club with a bunch of gay dudes who just decided to go film a commercial. Not at all. You can tell by the setting and by the fact that none of them know what a guy's like. So there you go. He's about to go Brokeback Mountain on the horse. I think you're right, Kitty. Brett says, after the rally yesterday in Coachella in California, they've been hammering the Kamala ads. Yesterday, I think Trump made a major impact. He won't win Cali, but he gained voters. 100%. I completely agree with you. Yep. Lyrical, you're man enough to say you're so glad Trump's running, you vote again for him. Exactly. ESK, I don't know about you guys. I'm so tired of hearing the word look. Overusing the selection. Pretty sure you'd start with Biden, but everyone's overusing it. Yeah, they like to preach to us. Vin, man, you're a man not afraid to tell the world you love to dance and start gay clubs in high school. Oh, my God. Moody says, where's this ad play? I think it's an online ad, Moody. I think it's like trying to get organically viral. Low budget commercial they use for the legal. Do a segment on her husband. Oh, man, I talked about her husband a few lives ago when he hit that girl. It does look like San Diego. Blue Five's right. Exactly. All right, let me keep moving. This is hilarious. Trump being Trump is the best. You got that huge crowd at Coachella to yell CNN sucks. I love it. I had to show that real quick. All right, let's keep going. This is from the Kobisi letter, who is not, they try not to be partisan at least, and are just about the economy. They say Donald Trump's taken his largest lead in the 24 election, according to Kalshi's U.S.-based prediction markets. Trump now leads Harris by 6 percentage points. So this is prediction markets. This takes all the polls and the trends and everything and aggregates them. And you see how close it was most of the time over here. And now Trump is just broken out, and he's breaking out further. So again, just more and more ways we're seeing that Trump's pulling ahead. I told you about the CNN poll or the NBC poll earlier. Here's Trump with the other people involved. You see, guys, he's gained 6 points since the debate in their polls. And what that tells me is that they probably were holding back the real results in the previous poll. And maybe Kamala had a little bit of energy behind her. But what they can't do now is, because they're getting so close to the election, is they having to tell the truth. And this is the truth. Trump is up by 1 with the full field. And there is a full field. So this is the actual poll, not this tied one. The actual poll does have other candidates, and this is the truth right here. He is up by 1 in NBC. And again, let's go back and let's go look real quick. I'm going to pull it up because I want to show you guys the difference, the shocking difference, honestly, of where we're at now versus where we were in previous years. All right. Excuse me. Okay. So this is this year. All right. Harris plus 1.7, which is not much. And you have +2, +3, Trump +2, +5 Harris, but that's a week ago. Nothing crazy. Okay. Nothing too crazy. Trump is barely down. By the way, even at 1.7, if these polls were correct, he would win the Electoral College by more than he beat Clinton. That's how significant this is. Clinton at this point, folks, in 2016 when she lost, was 5 points ahead of Kamala. Biden was 8.3 points ahead. But I want you to see the polls. Look at the polls when Clinton was running in 16. Okay. Here's the final results. Here's the average. This is on election day, by the way. It doesn't actually show the day of where we're at, but this was election day. You got 1 red here, no ties, and +3, +4, +6, +5. This is all on election day. This is after the polls tightened. Okay, and she lost this election. And then if we do Biden, who at this day back then was 8 points ahead, look at all the blue. +10. So this was the actual result, +4.5. And this is what the polls said. The polls were off by 3 ahead. +10, +10, +11. This wasn't close in the polls, folks. And Trump shouldn't have lost this election. He should not have. We saw what happened at 3 a.m. But these polls are nuts, the difference, okay? And then you go back to today. Oops. The difference is stark. The biggest lead in any of these polls is +5, and that's Morning Consult, which is a joke. And it was a week ago. But all the other ones, let's just do it like this. How much do they win on the popular vote with the Electoral College? And let's just go one by one, knowing what Democrats need. Tie, loss. Kamala lost. +2, loss. +3, loss. +2, Trump, loss. +5, squeaker, barely wins. +1, loss. Tie, loss. +3, loss. +3, loss. All of these spell doom for Kamala, especially when you take into effect the difference what the polls are on election day versus the end. And that, my friends, is where we're at. It's pretty shocking. So this week I expect Kamala to continue losing in the polls, and with that, she's going to keep losing support from the media. It's going to get really interesting. It's going to get really interesting. Mark says he wins California. I'd be shocked, but maybe. And actually, Mark, Bush #1 won California against Clinton in 92. How crazy is that? I do think more will come out about Emhoff, Moody. I really do. Trump's going in Prescott Valley? Interesting. Hoping he comes to Bozeman. We'll see. Shogun, you hear about Trump wanting it at Madison Square Garden and some backlash about the government? I didn't hear about the backlash. I know he plans on being at Madison Square Garden on the 27th of October, so that'd be very interesting. Yeah, Rogan interview has been confirmed, just no date. So I'm not going to completely believe it until there's a date, but apparently he's going on Rogan, which would be awesome. That would be awesome. Donna's going to vote next week. You're at potluck and 3 other people you're around said they went and vote early. Nice. Get your votes in. Moody, no one's taking seriously Trump's promise to prosecute election interference when he wins. No one? I'm taking it serious. I think it's going to happen. Yeah, I really do. I think we're headed in a good direction, guys. I really do. I think Trump's going to pull this off again. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be so significant on Election Day that they can't ignore it. And I think from there that there's going to be a real fight to get him inaugurated. That's where I think the fight is. I think with the media turning on Kamala, I think they're starting to accept that she's going to lose, and they're turning their focus into what do we do if Trump wins, which is very significant, by the way. If they've lost hope in her, it also means they don't think they can rig it enough, which is great. Kitties, did I see General Milley worried about getting recalled and due to fake course martial? No, I didn't. That's interesting. That could be huge. So, all right, guys, I'm going to call it a day on that. I know some people want to go watch football, and Moody says the people who are doing it aren't taking it seriously. Oh, okay, interesting. All right, I'll have to look into that, Moody. Thanks for sharing that. I hadn't heard that. All right, guys. You mean the people interfering? That could be really interesting, actually. You know, I do think there's a lot of people scared to help rig this election because Trump has said he's going to go after them if he wins. And I do think that's actually going to scare a lot of people off. I do, because he's so far ahead. The further ahead he gets, the less cheating there'll be, because the bigger the risk is for them. Okay? So anyways. All right. Love you guys. I'm going to head off. I'm going to spend the rest of the Sunday weekend with my family. So you guys do the same. Enjoy football, family, all that good stuff. And I will see you all tomorrow night. God bless you. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you haven't and you want, join. It's $3 a month. That's it. It's not much. And you guys get all that extra content. And we have a lot of fun. Member lives are super fun. So also you get in the Discord group where we're talking all day during the week, sometimes on the weekends. So good stuff going on. Have a great night, guys. Take care. And I will see you tomorrow.